I recently took my dog Ruby to a canine neurologist, and I'm going to share how I prepared before that appointment. This is Ruby's third time going to a neurologist, and it's an expensive visit, so I wanted to make sure that I got all of my questions answered while I was there. If you're new here, I'm Mandy, and this is my sweet girl Ruby waiting patiently for her neurology appointment. She's lived with epilepsy for over 8 years, and together we've learned a lot. I'm making this video today to help you prepare if you've never been to the neurologist. Over the past few months, Ruby has started to stumble more. Sometimes she'll have trouble getting up, or she'll drift to one side when she walks. Stairs have become dangerous, and we've installed ramps as well as put down rugs throughout the hardwood floors. At first I thought maybe this was just age or stiffness, but the more I watched, the more I started to wonder, could this be something more? And the one word that kept coming up in my research was ataxia. I did a whole video on ataxia if you want in-depth information on it, but the quick summary is ataxia is a term used when a dog loses coordination. It can affect the legs, the head, even the whole body. And for dogs like Ruby who already have epilepsy and take multiple medications, it can be hard to know what's causing the change. That's when the big question hits me. Should I take her to our regular veterinarian or go straight to a neurologist? This is a big decision, and I want to walk you through how I made that choice. Your regular vet is often your best first stop. They know your dog's full history. They can do an exam, run labs, and rule out things like arthritis, inner ear infections, or medication side effects. But in Ruby's case, her vet did determine that more than likely she has some arthritis going on. She's already on seizure meds that have kept her very stable for a while. That's why I decided it was time to go to a canine neurologist. I felt like something more might be going on, and I was concerned that the 3 medications for seizures might be what was causing it. Ruby's case is complex. I need someone who specializes in how the brain and nervous system work together, because if this is neurological ataxia, I want to understand the cause and what we can do about it. Ruby's seizures have been stabilized. They've been pretty under control compared to previous years. So if there is a seizure medication change needed due to ataxia, I wanted to work with a neurologist who specialized in this area. My biggest fear is making a change that causes seizures to increase. Here's how I prepared for the visit. I let Ruby's veterinarian know that I have concerns regarding ataxia and that I was going to be taking her to a neurologist and that the clinic would be getting a records request. This was a courtesy, so everyone is on the same page. You don't need a referral from a vet to make a neurology appointment. I don't have insurance for Ruby and pay 100% out of pocket. So that could be the only caveat here, is that I'm unsure of if you do have insurance, that you may need to have a referral from your vet to get the cost covered of a neurologist. So definitely check on that beforehand if you have pet insurance. I put together a 1-page form that listed all of Ruby's current meds and dosages, if any rescue meds, her food, a note that I'm attaching her seizure tracker for all of her seizure data, supplement she's on, and any questions that I was hoping to get answered at that appointment. Listing my questions really helped me get myself organized before the meeting so I don't forget anything, and it helps the clinic make sure that they're answering all of my questions too. Finally, I made copies of all of the seizure data. I won't lie, I was nervous. Something new might be brought up at the visit, but here's the thing. I'd rather go in and find out it's something manageable than wait too long and miss the window to help her feel better. And if you're watching this because you're worried about your dog too, know this: you're not overreacting. You're advocating for someone who can't speak for themselves, and that's what we do as pet parents. I don't take it lightly when making the decision to go to the neurologist. It's expensive. Her visit was $285 for a 90-minute exam. For us, it involves driving hours from home, and my husband took off work to go with me. But weighing all of that to be able to work with a specialist that understands canine epilepsy and medications very well, it was worth it for us. Here are some things to think about when making the decision about whether or not to see a canine neurologist. Seizures are not well controlled. If you're noticing increasing in frequency, severity, or the seizures are now happening in clusters, medication adjustments from your vet haven't improved things. New neurological symptoms appear. So if all of a sudden you start noticing stumbling, weakness, circling, head tilt, vision problems, or difficulty standing, walking. So this was a concern for us. Advanced testing is needed. If your dog might need an MRI, a CT scan, spinal tap, EEG, or other specialized procedures not available at the regular vet clinic. Diagnosis is uncertain. Maybe your dog's condition isn't straightforward, or there may be multiple possible causes. Multiple medications are required. Your dog is on more than one anti-seizure drug and still struggling. Concerns about drug interactions or complex medication management. I took Ruby to her first neurology appointment because of this. Specialized expertise is desired. So wanting a second opinion or reassurance from someone who focuses only on the brain and nervous system is totally fine. Exploring treatment options beyond standard care. Your veterinarian recommends it. A trusted signal that the case may be beyond general practice scope. My vet was very upfront with me that she's able to treat the typical dog with epilepsy. However, once a dog starts requiring multiple medications, it can be helpful to have a neurologist involved as part of the care team. I felt that was a good sign of a vet to know when a specialist could be beneficial. Peace of mind. You want to feel confident that every possible angle has been evaluated. This can help reduce anxiety that you're experiencing by consulting with a specialist, and that has definitely been the case for me. All in all, my neuro visit for Ruby was successful. Not only did she work with the neurology department, they were able to get a consultation from the orthopedic department as well to make sure their diagnosis was correct. It was determined she has mild ataxia, but that wasn't the primary reason for her motor issues, but rather some physical things were occurring that they are now treating. So fingers crossed, we will see some improvement shortly. I hope this was helpful, as these decisions for our dogs with epilepsy can be overwhelming at times. As always, thanks for learning with me as I learn with Ruby.